change makers, and welcome to The Core, sponsored by Red Apple EdCo. This is your everything education podcast. We talk about current events, books to read. We interview education leaders, hear their stories, learn from their biggest lessons, and they share what they wish you knew about what it means to be in education today. I'm your host, Dr. Kia Turner. Buckle up for small seeds of inspiration that can lead to big changes in your classroom practice. Let's take a bite out of today's guest. Hey, you guys, it is Dr. Kia here with the one and only Ericka Mabion.
Hello.
We were just at EdCampKC today and had so much fun talking that I had to meet up with her so that we could continue the conversation. You guys may not know, I've known Ericka for a while. And in fact, Ericka's one of the first people who encouraged me to get on Twitter. Okay?
Yes, definitely.
And to start connecting with people and getting ideas. And so how excited was I to see her at an ed camp, today. So had to sit her down and talk with her.
Yes, absolutely.
Ericka, tell us. So you are currently doing technology coaching. What are you doing right now?
Right now I'm doing a lot of everything. I teach
Are we all?
Yes, right. A woman of many hats. I teach coding to my students. They learn how to do digital portfolios, digital publications. They are making their websites. I'm coaching.
You said students. Are you doing like kinders? Are you doing
Actually, my students that are really working hard, K through 8.
Shut your mouth.
K through 8. So I've stepped it up to do
K through 8 tech integration right now.
Absolutely. They love it. They love the challenge. They love having something new and using all the things that they've learned before and adding a little twist to it.
So you're doing like, look, I got to get to my questions. I know y'all, but still, I got to know. Are you doing like blended learning type stuff?
Blended
or are you
learning.
Doing like some new next level genius hour building talking robots type stuff? Like,
all of the above. I have the Wonder Workshop robots.
Okay.
They do those. They learn how to code with them from K through 8. We are doing some snap circuits. We're talking about how to communicate effectively and help your partner build. Those are skills that they're going to take with them everywhere. So we're doing blended learning. We're doing some tech integration. They don't know what they're going to get when they get to my class.
I love that. How long have you been doing that?
Forever. As a classroom teacher, I wanted to step out of that role of being only the classroom teacher, doing those isolated curriculum components.
You're getting ahead. We get into the questions. Okay, so the first question is always, why do you teach? But really, in your case, more like, what causes you to continue to do this innovative educational stuff? What causes you to keep learning, I guess, is what I'm looking for. What keeps you doing this? Why are you getting up, going to working with kindergarten kids?
I know.
What's with it?
What's really going on is we require that from them. So why shouldn't I do it myself? They are always one step ahead, learning something every day, every year. We're requiring them to take what they have and build on it. I want to take what I have and build on it. I want to have more resources. I want to have more opportunities. I want to keep them fresh. So I keep myself fresh. Wow. And I'm doing that this summer. Would you like to know about my summer activities?
I mean, I guess keeping yourself fresh.
Keeping myself fresh means that.
You got to hit. What's one thing you're doing in your practice right now that excites you? So it sounds like what you're about to tell us.
What excites me
is the thing that excites you.
Yes.
Look at you.
Absolutely.
What is it?
My kids do coding online and in person. I'm going to code.org this summer. I've gotten a grant from them. They thought that I was selectable, and they're going to fly me out, give me everything that I need to know. Y'all do this when y'all watch my videos in order to be all that they need to be. I'm also going to go to Pi Academy, where you do use Raspberry Pis. You start with learn how to build a computer. So next year, my students will learn how to build a computer and have that computer perform various different functions.
Let me ask you a question, though. How did you find out about those opportunities? Networking. You always have to network. Stay on Twitter, going to ed camps, stay in the middle of when things are happening and the people that are making things happen. I knew somebody who told me about going to these things. I don't have to pay anything out of my pocket usually. Listen, I don't know if you guys have heard about like Raspberry Pi training or code. I hadn't. And had until right now. And so I'm just thinking, if I were looking for how to develop those skills, who would I need to know? So what Ericka's saying is you need to follow her online. That's where she's really going with it. What she's saying is if you follow her, she'll keep you updated on the training opportunities, because those sound super cool. And they were completely paid for?
Yes, they're paid for. We always want to know something. We don't get paid very much. So it's always admirable when someone wants to pay you to do what you love.
Amen. Y'all know I got to slide in here that Discovery Education. No, they are not paying me for this. Okay. But if you do want to send me a check, okay. But Discovery Education offers free training in the summer to teachers as well. So if you are in a district that has Discovery Education, they are paying for that. You make sure that you get on discoveryeducation.com. Pretty sure that's it. Go under teacher, and it's like professional development opportunities is the drop down that you're looking for. And it's called the Summer Den, DEN. And I don't know where it's going to be, but they fly you to where it is. I think they host you for about a week and train you in all the cool stuff that you can do. Then they send you back. Right. So now you got something else, okay, that I don't know if they still have the application open. Right. I don't know if the application is still open, but now you know. Right.
That'll be something that I will be working on for next year.
Okay, there you go. And you also should Google Code and Raspberry Pi training, just in case you like me and you keep track.
If you're local in Kansas City, the Code.org training is at Union Station, and they host yearly events to train teachers. It's totally free. They give you resources. They give you people that you can connect with, and it's amazing.
Oh, you know who else does good training here? KC Regional Professional Development. Yes. What is that? KCRPDC?
Yes. Absolutely.
Regional Professional Development Council or something like that.
I've done things with them as well.
Yes, they have a lot of workshops at Union Stations for you guys. If you're like, dang, where do I go? We don't have much.
Yes.
KCRPDC does a lot of good stuff. They bring in a lot of people. And then I think Science Pioneers.
Science Pioneers. I've done that as well. They've collaborated and they're together now. So they will be able to help you find something that you're looking for. You could go to something all the time.
Yeah. Look, I did. Okay.
And that's how we met.
Honey, listen, when you talk about somebody who was out and about, okay, even when I was tied to a district, listen, out and about. Because the only way, to your point, actually, to get better as an educator is to continue to be a learner.
Right.
You have to look for opportunities to get better at your own craft before you can push students to get better at theirs. So consider that. And I really like that you said that and that you named that, because that may be difficult. We were just talking to EdCamp about how teachers sometimes feel the need to have all of the answers, right? Yeah. And we're like, I went to school for this. I am ready. Yes. I know everything I need to know. And instead, it's okay to say, you know what? I need some more development on this. Let me go and seek out opportunities to get better.
And I like that you and I go to different places that have different school districts, because within your district, you can be just, this is how we do things. But when you learn from other districts and what's working there, or think ideas that you can bring back and make a twist and make it yours. So that makes a big difference too.
And another reason I like EdCamp. Okay, so question 3. What's one resource you think every educator should know about?
Wow, I have so many.
I know, so check it out. I just was sitting down with Kyle Pace, and he was like, wait, this needs to be like a digital tool, like a book.
Right.
And I'm saying it literally can be anything. It can be a book, it can be a planner, it can be a website, it can be a tool.
Well, I will tell you my website.
We're going to get to that at the end. Then they can know how to keep up with you.
I know, keeping up with me. I would say the biggest thing that teachers need to honor is themselves. Having your own personal portfolio. We talk about what's good with students, but having your own personal portfolio, you can put your lesson plan, you can put pictures and videos of your lesson or things that have worked well with your students. And it's not just for you. When your administrator comes in there for that snapshot and they only see your greatness for that moment, when you go back and have those conversations, you can say, these are other things that my students have done. So you need to have your own personal portfolio. You can do it by standard. You can do it by curriculum area, whichever.
Are you hearing what Ericka is putting down? Did you catch?
Because we're great. We need to honor ourselves as being great and not have to wait for someone else to toot that horn for us.
High five it. I agree. I think that sometimes in education, we don't see ourselves as professionals until we get like an administrative title. And you all know my backstory. So you know that I was going hard for that title, did not get it. If not, you really need to read my LinkedIn article, There's Power in Failure. But going hard after that position, every single door closed for me there. And what I realized on the other side of that door is that I am able to own my own professionalism. I'm a professional with or without a title. I can still do and capture the work and my impact without having to have, something attached to it. Do you know what I mean? And so I think that for classroom teachers, a really powerful takeaway is I can record the cool things I'm doing, period. I can keep a catalog of all the things I'm capable of doing, and I don't have to be recognized in terms of a change in title and promotion so much as I can just put it out there like, here's my value add, and I'm aware of it, and I'm controlling it.
Yes, absolutely.
These are the things that I've worked to learn how to do, and look, I can show you that I can do them. I think that's amazing, and I think that if more teachers did that, we might see less pressure on this idea of I want to get out of the classroom and more thinking about how can I further develop my skill set, right?
Yes.
Like,
and your
how can I influence? How can I develop my skill set? How can I be put to use? Because there's more than one way to influence education and more than one pipeline to get out of the classroom. That can look like a lot of things.
It can.
And I think that's what people need to realize. You don't have to want to take over the building. No. You can want to work with the teachers. You can want to incorporate tech. You can really still want to work with kids, but just in a different capacity.
Right.
So
I think all of those things are so empowering. And I would have to say that I've used Kia as a mentorship for my own personal, because she's really good at keeping you in touch with yourself and where you want to be. And so sometimes we just tell each other, oh, I'm just a teacher, but we're more than that. We're bigger than that. And that's, sometimes you want to say, oh, well, I'm making myself seem some, bigger. Whatever. Yes, we're important. We change lives. We make big differences.
We are creating the future educators. Thank you.
So, and we support each other. And this is a good way of doing that.
Absolutely. Okay. So number 4, what was your wait, so for 3, are you saying that our greatest resource is ourselves?
Our greatest resource
is ourselves. She went a little deep. That's why I love it. Okay. So then what was your last aha moment as a professional?
My last aha moment was when I gave my students an open-ended assignment and I told them, I've taught you a lot of tools for publishing. And I had the students go back and use the tools that I had given them and up the ante, and they're able to teach other students and they're able to teach new students. And so that feels like that's your legacy. And they're able to teach their teachers also. Because that's your legacy. It's not just to be isolated in that one moment or with that one student and at that one time. It's for it to continue on.
What some next level stuff might be, would be to have a couple of your students roll out a tool at PD.
That would be great.
Next level. If you had like a tiered program, right, where you're like, hey, you've proven, kind of like what they do for teachers. Hey, you're proving that you're this capable ed tech, this capable. Then when you hit like level 3 or whatever, you can come to PD and you can help do like tech integration for your teachers.
Right.
That's what you want. That's what you want. You want to have that.
Code week, I used my students that had been doing coding, and they were the professionals, and they went to each classroom, and they were the teachers for the smaller students. Yeah. It was an amazing experience. The teachers weren't really sure about the coding, but I had those student teachers there that were able to lead all the other smaller levels.
Was it tweeted out, though, Ericka?
Absolutely. I tweet everything.
It was tweeted out.
Follow me, 3 Trails Mabion on Twitter. You will find lots of
I did not see that, Ericka, and I follow you all the time.
You do so much.
I'm going back through your pipeline.
Yes,
I'm going back through your TL now because I need to see the kids facilitating other kids. That's neither here nor there for you all. Okay, so number 5 then, I like that you said that you want, kind of the students to own it and then to become kind of instructors because that helps them to stop seeing themselves as just students, right?
Absolutely.
That would be super cool to be. I was just at EdCamp. You were just there too, but I was about to say I was in a session where a woman said one thing she wants to do next year is to have students weekly pick one student who's going to deliver one shortcut, right? They're going to post it on Google Classroom, and then one tech tool. And that is what she wants to do. She wants to make sure that every single week a student delivers a shortcut and like a tech tool, or I forget what the other thing is, even though she told me, but I think tech tool. And she wants to post that weekly on Classroom so that by the end of the year, the students are looking to each other for new things that they can do. And I was like, and then I told her, add to that like a 30-second recap of the highlights of the week. What happened this week? What did we learn in class this week? Yes. So that way, if I wasn't there, if I needed to go back and look, I could do my little flip grid. I could search.
I think it should be a flip grid.
That's what I told her. Put a Flipgrid.
Yes.
Put it right there in classroom. Let the kids have fun with it and decorate their face with stickers.
And they're doing Grid Pals right now, so which means you can share your Flipgrid with someone else and they can join in and they can have comments. And that's something new that I'm doing right now. And I love that I'm able to share my Flipgrid with another class.
Yeah. So, okay. Number 5. In a few words, what do you think every educator should know? Like, if you were beating the drum and putting it out there for educators, what do you want them to hear?
I want them to hear that they're great right where they are. You're great where you are, and you don't need someone to validate you.
Yeah.
I think that's hard because in our profession, we don't get a lot of ways that people can acknowledge us, and we're tied to our evaluations. But every day that you show up and you put your best and you give your best, that is validation. And we should never get tired of that.
I think the thing of it is, with education, you literally spend every daggone day pouring the best that you have into the children that come your way and families that come your way.
Absolutely.
What you want in return then is for someone to pour into you that way.
Absolutely.
And to take that intentional time to recognize you, to say, hey, are you having a good day? To say, hey, how are things going with you? And that so often doesn't happen. And so we think that the validation comes in terms of a title change. But really, and this is just for administrators or even district level leaders that watch this, if you are looking to affirm and retain and develop your staff, appreciate them. Just show them some appreciation, give them development opportunities, give them the opportunity to grow. Just the same things you want them to do for your students, do that for your staff, and you'd be amazed at the things that they can accomplish. Because we get into the work because we care. Right? And we leave it because we feel like we don't know what else we have to give to it. And that's your job. You help develop that capacity. And when you have people who are going after it for themselves, okay, you give a girl her due and clap it up, or give a guy his due and clap it up for him too. And you encourage that mindset in everybody.
You know what I find to be a pivotal, and this is why Kia needed to do Twitter, is that you put that lesson out there, that little snippet, that little idea that you've done in your classroom, and then other people are seeing that and then they like it. And you're like,
that is true. That's something that education, that's maybe the secret sauce of education Twitter. It is the pat on your back, right? It's like, hey, if nobody else knows you're awesome, you're PLN.
Yes.
They are sure that you're awesome.
Is the kick. And they can inbox you and ask you, what are the resources that you use for that lesson?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, we're not having to go to the other channel where they make you pay for stuff. Because people on the PLN, they like to give you stuff for free.
I love it. Okay. So if people want to keep up with you, 3 Trails, maybe move over. We can't see your whole face. There you go. If people want to keep up with you, 3 Trails Mabion.
3 Trails Mabion.
Where can we find what you have going on? See your cool videos of things happening in your classroom, etc. What you got?
All right. So follow me on Twitter for sure. 3 Trails Mabion. And I also
the number 3.
Number 3 Trails. TRAILS. And my last name is MABION. 3 Trails Mabion. You can find my Twitter page. You can also find excerpts of things that I do in my classroom on my classroom Facebook page.
You better.
Yes, absolutely. Those are for the people that don't tweet.
It's fine that everybody's on the whole world. You letting people know you got just a classroom Facebook page. And I don't even know. It's fine.
Yes.
What's the classroom Facebook page name?
It's 3 Trails Mabion. You know, when you have a brand, you stay with it.
Okay, go ahead and brand yourself. Teachers.
Brand yourself.
Brand yourself. Teachers.
I have a logo, 3 Trails Mabion. And it's on my business cards. That was one thing that I found pivotal too. Get yourself a business card. They're not going to give you one.
What? Laura Gilchrist said that. And I want to say Laura said that years ago.
And I finally did it.
Business cards because you are a professional.
You are a professional. When you go to get that discount at that store, or that you go to ask them, hey, I need this for my classroom, you have your business card. That you're a professional, and people need to acknowledge you for that.
She's telling you how a boss does it.
Absolutely. Okay, we are the boss. We are the boss. We're the boss of our classrooms in our domain.
So your Facebook page, your Twitter, anything else? And my website, 3trailsmabion.weebly.com. Okay. Thank you very much for sitting down.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, and letting me catch up with you after EdCamp is finished.
Yes,
with these kids running in the background, y'all probably seen them.
Doing Legos.
Right. We will see you guys next time. Bye. You're great, Ericka. That's all we have for today. Thank you for listening to The Core. Wherever you are listening to us, be sure to like our show, subscribe, and share the episode that's meant the most to you. We appreciate every single one of our subscribers, as do our sponsors. We look forward to seeing you next week. You can also check us out on YouTube at Red Apple EdCo if you'd like to see more video of these conversations. We have them posted there.